of it for anyone who may need it later. Good to be with everybody. Hope you're having an amazing day. And we're excited to be with you every day for the next 10 days live at 5. We are in the house. So
wow, that was pretty good, Terry. Live at 5. We are in the house.
That's as snappy as I get at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, you've got some, yeah, you're good.
So today we wanted to actually start talking about the inner game of mental health and the habits that build mental strength in your business. And when Barbara and I were planning these lives, we laid out the 10 topics and they all progressive to each other. So one of your every day at 5. And we decided that we had to start with healthy habits because when the inner game and the mindset is right, and both of us are clinical psychologists, poor you guys watching us.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I'm just gonna sit there and go,
yeah. Well, we're gonna teach you how to create the inner game because the outer wealth comes when the inner game is right. So the first thing I want people to do, Barbara, is just notice if you have everything that you want in your life and in your business, because everything that you do have, you created. Even the stuff you don't like, you created it. So consciously or unconsciously, we are creating all the time. And if you look around and you don't see everything that you want in your business, your life, your relationships, your health, your finances, whatever it might be, these 14 easy habits will help you build mental strength. Anything you want to add before we give away the 14?
Yeah, I do actually. I was thinking about mindset quite a bit, and people that have the underlying belief that they are actually in control of their own destiny, just kind of what you said, like you choose it, you create it. Those people, it's much easier to shift that mindset. But if you're one of those folks that believe at the core you're undeserving of success, or you feel like success is something that only comes to the lucky people, or it's outside of your control, it's really going to impact your mindset. And I just want you to take that and really put that in, like really feel that and think about, are you one of those people that feels like you're in control? Or do you feel like things are happening outside of you? I go back to that psychology you were talking about. It's that locus of control, right? Where is it? Is it happening, to you? Is it something you're creating? And you can do all the mantras and meditation and, have your list of 500 things where you wake up every day and you're like, this could be a great day. This could be a great day. But at the core, if you're like, oh shit, I have such bad luck, it's not going to make a difference. So you really need to look at that, because we both firmly believe that we control our destiny, and that impacts our mindset 150%. So I just wanted to add that because I think that's really important.
I think it's super important. And I always laugh when people are like, I did my vision board or have a mantra or I look in the mirror every day. And I'm like, that's all well and good. Those are additional things that are wonderful habits. However, it's 99.999% of what you are thinking all day long that you actually believe, right? So let's say that you're 50 pounds overweight and you look in the mirror every day and you go, I'm in my thin body. I'm in my thin body. The mirror says, no, you're not. And what happens is unconsciously, subconsciously, all that you've done by looking in the mirror is reinforce that you're not happy with your body image and telling yourself, oh, I weigh 50 pounds less. Your whole being says, no, you don't. So instead, you actually want to use these tools to build your mental strength. Look, we want to help position you guys and gals, you, to have the very best 21 ever. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to start with just a couple, and then Barb, you'll pitch in.
Okay.
One of the areas that I really feel is important, that it is, strengthening a muscle, so to speak. The first thing is to follow your curiosity. If anyone's taking, good notes here, just put the word curiosity in. I follow and I explore everything that shows up, whether it's an interest, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's a new experience, whether it's something new to learn, somebody new to meet. I have conversations with people. I look up people. I research. I read. I watch videos. I do all of these things not because I am some amazing human being, just because I know that mental health and wellness and well-being comes from following curiosity. It's how I've literally ended up hiring the mentors I've hired, creating the friends and the client family members that I have. So I think it's important to start out by gaining wisdom by following your own curiosity. What have you been curious about, or who have you been curious about that you haven't said yes to, that you haven't welcomed? Let me have this new adventure. Let me have a new experience. Barb, anything you want to add to the curiosity factor here?
Just ignore the curiosity killed the cat. If that's coming up, table that for a minute and just go with.
All right, so let me switch that. Curiosity is what got me to get a kitten years ago.
Oh, that's perfect.
I
Love
never
it.
killed her.
Love
She
it.
lived to 21. So.
Hey,
Oh, I
hey.
love it. All right, let me do another one, which is continuous learning. I find every single day that the clients that Barbara and I work with, they have this in common. They're committed, like we are, to like lifelong learning. They sign up for courses and take programs. So Barbara's not an avid reader. I'm a crazy reader. Like, I'm addicted to reading. You don't have to be a reader. One of my clients doesn't read. She watches tons of YouTube videos. One of my clients that I was talking to just the other day, she's like subscribes to podcasts and she listens to them all the time. I highly recommend that you build your mental strength by continuous learning. I can honestly tell you that, you know, I've got a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD. 99.99999% of my learning has come after all of that classroom learning. And it has come by, you know, going to different webinars and different lectures and following different mentors and continuously getting education. Anything you want to add on that one other than killing the cat?
Um, no, I think I'll just ditto that. I mean, honestly, it really is about continuously growing. I guess one of the things I want to say, continue learning. It's taking up activities and all of that. And at the same time, it's also learning from experiences, right? So looking at things from a different perspective. If you wind up losing a client that you really thought was going to be with you forever, or you wind up fighting with someone in your life, it's about taking a step back and really looking at what did I learn from this experience and how can I use this moving on? And, you know, I tell when I introduce myself, I do speaking and all this, I tell a whole bunch of stories about things that were not quite right for a really long time. And I say that at this point in my life, I can honestly say that I am so thankful for every experience I had because I learned something, made me a better person, you know, better friend, better person, better spouse, better worker than I was before. So it's not just, you know, reading a 75 books or 200 books a month. Is that what you told me? 200 books a month? I'm like, I can't even read one article without getting tired.
Yeah, I love what you said. I mean, I really think it's so true. It's the learning and the continuing, whatever that might be and whatever that might look like. You know, even when we think we've tweaked something like email is perfect or this LinkedIn message, everything is evolving every single day. So you have to keep learning. That's the continuous part of the learning. Social media changes every day. The way email works, whether you know it or not, is changing dramatically. Open rates, video, there's so much stuff. So continuous learning. Okay, now we talk about the fun one, which is indulge your creativity. Now, um, I'm not the best at you know, creative projects like sewing and knitting and things like that, although I can knit, I'm not great at it. I do recommend that as a business owner, you also have some kind of a hobby. It could be anything. It could be decorating journals. It could be making crafts with your kids. It could be baking, could be anything. I think it's really important. So yes, my hobby is reading, which you may have figured with the 200 books. Something that indulges your creativity. As Barbara knows, I also love to color. And you got me this great Rush coloring book, which sits on my family room table with my crayons. And in the evening, I'm not a big TV person. So if my husband's watching TV, I want to sit with him and I want to be with him, just not interested in television. I do my coloring. It indulges my creativity. It lets my brain use the hemisphere in the way that it's meant to be. And I'll just add something as a speech language pathologist who specialized in Alzheimer's. One of the causes, 100% of dementia, it's proven 100%, is lack of brain activity. Creativity and continuous learning are two ways to keep your brain sharp and learning. So indulge your creativity, have some fun. Anything you want to say about creativity? You're more creative of the two of us, I do think.
Stop saying things like that. Up until now, I might have been more creative, but now you're way more creative than I am. I was going to say, there are those people. I was them for many years where I said, "Oh, I'm not creative. I'm not artistic. I mean, I have the worst handwriting. I can't make bubble letters. I can't." And again, as Terry explained, it can come out in so many different ways. It might be that you take your phone and start singing into it, or dictating a book, or I mean, it can be so many different things. So if you're one of those people that's like, "Oh, I'm not creative. I'm just so left brain," it's like, get rid of that. That's one of those things that you can just pick up and throw in the garbage and embrace that creativity.
I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, and I want to talk about just one other in terms of quote, gaining wisdom, and that's mindfulness, right? How can we talk about mindset without mindfulness? There's so many ways to do that. If you pray and like to worship in that way, mindfulness connects you. It connects you with yourself, and it connects you with whatever that greater entity is that you pray to. I'm not very religious. I, however, love to meditate, and I don't meditate as formally as many people may, right? So many people, sit and they go into a deep meditation. I do a walking meditation. I do it every single day, and I'm literally just walking outside or sometimes on my treadmill and just breathing and staying in state. Another way that you can get mindful instantly, my husband and I were researching something on Friday. We were both home and we're researching something. And you know how Google is, all of a sudden we're doing one thing and we're like down some other rabbit hole. And I said, whoa, let's get mindful. Let's concentrate just on the one thing we're doing, and that is bringing us back to the present moment, focusing on what we can be mindful of and just staying mindful. So the little tip that I will give is when you're thinking about the past, you just may as well, as Bob Newhart says, stop it. And the reason is there's nothing you can do about it. It's done, it's over, let it be. If you're thinking about the present, that's awesome. That's what we're living in right here, right now. The future, we don't know that we're going to have another nanosecond on the planet. So I'm thinking about the future. People who are like, I'm so worried about what's going to happen in January or what, I'm like, you need to worry about this. You don't even know that you or me or anybody else will be here in January. So any comments on mindfulness as our last part of gaining wisdom?
I do want to add something. I was one of those people for so many years whose mind would just not stop working. Like I couldn't sleep because things would, like, I'd be doing grocery shopping in my sleep, and then I'd worry about bills I had to pay, and then people I had to talk. And people would say to me like, "Go and meditate. You'll feel so much better." And I was like, "I don't know what kind of brain y'all have, but it just is not working for me because mine is like 20 steps ahead all the time." And it took a while. It was one of the main things that I've ever worked on, like more than 10 minutes, because you know how I am. I'm just like, I'll do this and then I'll do something else. So I actually made myself learn how to meditate. And one of the ways I did it was first with a guided meditation. So when I talk to people that have trouble meditating, I always recommend like start a guided meditation around something that you really care about. So it could be a better relationship, it could be more money, it could be less anxiety, whatever it is. And start with a guided meditation and start doing that every day, like literally wake up in the morning, go pee if you need to, run back into bed when you're in that like half awake, half dream state, put on some headphones and just do a short, like 10-minute guided meditation every single day. And if you have to get up 10 minutes earlier to do it, do that every single day. And it gets so much easier. And now I'm at the point where I can meditate to the air conditioner or to nothing. I could just sit there and like, oh, and it really helped me to become much more present. I
Mm.
will tell you that it has made me work better, more focus with my family. And as Terry said, we're only on this planet for such a short time. So you really want to make sure that you're making the most of every moment. So you can do it. That's all I wanted
Yes,
to
you
say.
can. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you. Now let's shift to build our mental strength. Let's talk a little bit about interacting with others. Well, the very first thing ties in so well to the Thanksgiving holiday that just passed. And every single day, really think about all the blessings in your life. I keep a gratitude journal. And every single day, I write down at least 3 things. Sometimes it's got 50 things that I'm grateful for. That's about a lot of people. I want you to think about this. I'm grateful for the people in my life, the services I receive, the people who work with me, the teachers who have taught me, the mentors. I'm grateful to the post office for getting my packages to me, and Amazon for getting my packages to me, and on and on. So I really believe that part of really, really being a good business owner, a great business owner, and even a great human being is to have an attitude of gratitude for all that you come in contact with. Even if somebody writes you a nasty email or they say something not so nice on social media, just count your other blessings. You don't need every single person to love you, and just recognize how interconnected we all are. Anything you want to add on that one?
Yeah, something I want to add is also just voicing that gratitude, telling people around you how important they are, your clients, your colleagues, your friends, your family, because a lot of times we assume that people know, like, oh, I love you, Terry. And actually, it's something so special when you interact with somebody else and share that gratitude. And even, my husband and I, when we've had a heck of a year that we learned from and that we really are moving and feeling great about. And at the same time, we sit together and we talk about all of the things that we're grateful for, because when I see him going down that path or me going down that path of complain, it's like, wait a second, this isn't helping anybody and it's not helping our interaction. So it's really about sharing that and voicing the gratitude.
I'm really glad you said that. It's very true. And I just will tell you something very, very small, but I was at the grocery store the other day, and the woman in front of me was having all kinds of trouble. It's trying to buy a Thanksgiving meal, and I could see she was really struggling financially. And the cashier person was not being so kind. And I thought, gee, I just want to step in and show gratitude. So first I showed gratitude to the cashier person, and I said, wow, it's tough to try and get everything handled for Thanksgiving, get people out of the store so you can go home and be with your family. I really appreciate the job you're doing. Now, I said that to her while the woman at the cash register was still struggling financially, and then I did help her out financially because it felt like the right thing to do. But just take a moment, and I guess that ties into where I'm going next, to show respect. We are all interconnected, whether you like it or don't like it, regardless of our size, our shape, our cultural background, our religion, our political views, it doesn't matter. And so I honor truly the value of every interaction with every human being, even if we don't agree on the same things. We all have the same DNA. So notice your own speech and notice your own actions, and are you expressing, just like Barbara said, it is about expressing that gratitude. Express respect in what you post, even on social media, or what you say, or how you treat people. People who don't feel respected by you certainly won't do business with you. Anything on that one, Barb?
No, I think you covered that, but I was going to ask people, if they're with us, put the word respect below in caps, please.
RESPCT.
No,
Sorry.
please do not sing. Please do not sing. Keep going.
Yes, put the word respect in there and write that me
respect
singing.
you. I respect you, and I respect your singing.
You,
And
you see how this works?
if feel like we should just keep going.
All right, the next one, again, interacting with others, be kind. And I can't say this enough. Look, mishaps occur. We're all human, and be gentle with yourself and with others. Let's face it, 2020 has been an interesting year. It's not just you that may be experiencing a difficult time, and some people may be experiencing a much worse time than you are, and maybe not even saying it. Just be kind, be gentle. There's enough hate going on in the world. And my experience has been that the more I show up kind and gentle and doing my best with myself and with others, the more connected I feel and the more connected I am. Anything around kindness?
I do. I know you touched on it, but it really is about having mercy on yourself too. You may not be up for working as hard, doing as much around the house, spending time with as many people, sitting on Zoom meetings, and it's okay. It's okay to say no. That is being kind to yourself. It's being kind to others too, because when you say yes to something you don't want to do, people can feel it. So part of that being kind, and a big part of it, is having mercy on yourself and allowing yourself to just do what's in your highest and best interest.
I think they should put the word mercy in the comments. That really resonated. Have mercy on yourself too. I mean, that is super important. Thank you. Now we'll get to giving. Give generously. And I'm not just talking about financially, time, talents, skills, abilities, share with other people. We are meant to be human beings that have a human experience with other human beings, or a spiritual being in a physical body that interacts with other people. That's how we are designed. We get more joy, we get more satisfaction when we are actually generous. So, and my husband's not home, so I can tell you this. His birthday is December 3rd, and I got him a surprise birthday present, which came today. My little Amazon delivery came, and I'm so overexcited, right?
Is it big?
It's huge.
I know you were worried about it being too big. Is it big?
Yeah, it's freaking huge. So while I got that for him, just sharing, I bought 4 other Amazon gifts for other people, and I shipped them all to them, which means they should be arriving today or tomorrow, because I want to give generously, whether it's a gift or whether it's volunteering or doing something online or offline in my community or with a worthy cause. I really want you to get this. As a business owner, the giving generously is what people look to. So when you buy, salad dressing like Paul Newman, and they give a percentage away, you may think, oh, big deal. It is a big deal. Those companies do better. It's Tom's, the toothpaste company. I think every time you buy a tube of toothpaste, they give one away. I could go on and on. Give generously. You'll feel better about sharing your times, your talents, and even your wealth with others. Anything there, Barbara?
Yeah, I wanted to add something that we do with our client family members, where we say to them every single day, call up one person and see who you can give value to, not to sell them anything, not to pitch something, but just see what they need and make that connection. And again, that's coming from your heart. It's coming from giving. You think about, who can I help today? Who can I add value to? What kind of value can I add? And go and do it. Not everyone's doing it. And it's something that we need to do, especially right now.
I get goosebumps on that one. Thank you. And I'll take one more here that has to do with interactions with other people. I have to, because I wrote a book on this. Forgiveness, right? If you read my book, About to Break, The Path to True Forgiveness, forgive yourself and forgive others. Truly, that book has the whole process in it. I mean, it's probably dirt cheap at Amazon because I wrote it a while ago now. About to Break, do something to forgive yourself and others. Don't hold grudges against yourself. All that does is make you literally, physically, and mentally ill. So if you're holding a grudge against anyone, go through the process in the book. Take it decade by decade. Some of you will have less decades than others. And literally move through and just clear all of that. Let me tell you, I don't think I can use this client's name, but I'm going to ask her if I can use it in the future. I have a beautiful letter from her that she sent me about a month after she read About to Break when the book first came out. And she put the process in place. And she has repaired a relationship with her 19-year-old son that she never thought would be repaired. And in addition to that, she started sleeping, and she always had a difficult time sleeping. Forgiveness is really, really critical. Barb, anything you want to add on that? And then you can start with some other mental habits. How's that?
I was just going to say that, if you haven't looked at that book, I think, I'm going to do a shameless plug for your book. Just so you know, I don't get any cuts from that book. But I would put in About to Break below if you want the link to get that book, because it really is transformational. The whole process of forgiving and letting go and moving on is so impactful. And I don't think I realized personally until I read the book how much not forgiving myself and other people was holding me back in so many different life areas. So I really, really encourage you, if you have not read that book, put it in there, About to Break. I'll post the link for you later so you can get it. And it's a very worthwhile read. And it's a small book. I don't read very much. It's a small book. I actually read it cover to cover.
I'm honored that Barbara read my book. It is. It's a short, simple, quick read that you can put into action that can make a big difference. Thank you, Barbara. All right, we're going to talk about a few more mental habits. You want me
to start on this one? Okay, so one of the things that's so important to realize, as we go through our life, in order to grow stronger, we need to take risks, right? And sometimes we're so scared and we're just like on the edge of that cliff, like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I will tell you, give yourself credit for taking the plunge. Even if you weren't as successful as you wanted to be the first time, it's like, congratulate yourself for what you're doing. And, and I just think about, like, there's so many risks that I took that wound up becoming like passions for me. I'm a big introvert. Like, I know you might not think so now, but I am a bit, and you are too. Terry's a big introvert too. And I was actually terrified of speaking in public. I don't think Terry was on stages since she was like, I don't know, this big. She's still about this big. So it's probably like this, but she's been on stages forever. I, not so much. I remember I used to turn red, feel like I was going to throw up, and cry every time I had to do a presentation in school, or if I had to do something for work. I was so nervous. People could like see it and feel it. And, as I got older, I realized that if I want to grow a business, I have to speak about it. Even though I like doing the actual work, I actually have to be able to communicate the results I get for somebody and how I get them and what makes me different and all of these things. And once I started putting myself out there and taking a risk, and yeah, sometimes people had no idea what the heck I was talking about, it's okay. And what wound up happening for me is I wound up doing a lot of public speaking and doing my own events and kicking butt and getting tons of energy when I did it. And so I just want to encourage you, take that plunge, do something new, and realize that's how growth happens. Terry, would you like to add anything on that?
Well, I'm just going to say I wholeheartedly second that. I have failed at many, many things that I've tried, many, sports and other things that I just like, okay, I'm not real good at that. However, it's the trying it, and it's let me just go out on a limb and let me give it a shot. And then even if you're not great at it, just pat yourself, like Barbara said, pat yourself on the back, because at least you're doing things to move forward. And that is a mental habit that you need as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs step out, entrepreneurs take risks, entrepreneurs move forward. So beautiful. All right,
next. Great quote. I like that. Hashtag move forward, Terry. Put that down there.
Somebody put that in the comments.
Move forward, Terry. All right. Would you like to move forward with the next one?
Let's move forward, Barbara.
Let's move forward since it's aligned with your goals and the way you talk. What's the next one?
So I'm going to say we have to talk about integrity, okay? Because if you're taking any actions, you're moving forward, you're getting courage, you're taking risks, those actions must be aligned with your values. And whenever I am making a decision, I think, how's this going to help or benefit me in the moment? And is there a long-term implication of me doing this? The long-term of me doing this. So just give you an example. If things are lined up, I'll feel that they're in integrity, whether I do them today or whether 20 years from now I'm reflecting back, it'll always be that was in alignment. You have to really know as a business owner what your purpose is in life, what your business vision and mission are. And by the way, almost no one has this right. Barbara and I work with people all day long. They don't know their mission, they don't know their vision, they get them mixed up. And then you can align your actions with your values. To me, that's how you focus your brain literally to match your values, and you're always in integrity. Does that make sense, Barbara?
Absolutely. And I was going to add a little plug in there too, because knowing your values for your business and your company is so important. And Terry and I happen to be doing a strategic planning session later next month, I believe. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head, but I know it's soon.
I'll pull it up.
But we're doing a strategic planning session. It's called a rapid results planning session, and it's free of charge. And one of the things we do there is we help you figure out what your core values are for your business. Do you have the date of that?
I actually do. It is Thursday, December 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern.
So if you're interested in that, post below strategic planning session, and we'll make sure you get the link to register for that. Sorry, shameless plug.
Oh, glad you did that. That's going to be literally 3 hours of our time. It's a gift for you as a member of our entrepreneur community and our family here. So again, I'm just double checking I got it right. I got it right. It is December 10th. That's a Thursday from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. And let me just tell you, you don't want to miss that, because we will help you get your strategic plan ready so you kick off 21 really well. All right, let's go through a couple more of these. We just have a couple mental habits left. One that I really enjoy talking about, which may sound like I'm like pain or something, but it is to tolerate some discomfort. When we grow, there's some uncertainty, there could be some setbacks. Whenever you've got a quote challenge, opportunity, obstacle, whatever it is, taking that first step sometimes is moving through kind of a rough patch, right? You start your business, there's some things that are cyclical. You have your business going, there's a pandemic, right? There's some discomfort. There's, oh, we're back open, I'm having seminars, no, we're back closed. Whatever that discomfort is, just breathe it in and say, setbacks are part of life. They happen, it's okay. I'm not going to commiserate in the past, like I said, because it's gone. I'm not going to be worried about the future because we don't know anything about it. I'm just going to notice, wow, that was uncomfortable. One of the first times that I spoke at an event where it was 500 attorneys and me, I felt discomfort because my message wasn't connecting with them. And it was one of the greatest experiences I had. I left that and said, okay, I know where I'm not going to do keynotes again. They're not my people. And that quote thing that looked like a rough patch was really great in helping me decipher who I would spend my time speaking to and doing keynotes for. Anything you want to add on that one?
I just want to say that's one of the things that, you know, as a parent, you also try to teach your kids, right? Because you can't make everything go away for them. You can't make all of the discomfort disappear, even though you want to. So have that same mercy on yourself. Like, let yourself learn how to tolerate it, and it won't be as bad next time. It's like, think of what you would tell a child or someone else that was going through a rough patch. Like, don't worry, you know, you just know that those people stink. Attorneys are just not the right people for you right now, whatever it is. You know, or if you have no choice, then grab your crystals and just sit and go and get into your meditation.
There you go. There you go. I do think that, you know, these quote unquote rough patches, they're just part of life. They're part of our human experience. And if you can tolerate the discomfort, you move through it a whole lot faster instead of complaining and moaning about it. All right. Got two more for you. The next one is about delaying gratification. It's impulse control. It's like, oh man, I don't know how to start this one. But truly, when you study positive psychology, as I have, and you really want to understand the human brain and happiness, and you also want to understand how people achieve at a high level, you can really understand that there is some impulse control that goes on. And I'm just going to give you a for example. When I watch a business owner who is very, very successful, okay, so some of the people that I know are multimillionaires. I know one person who is a billionaire with a capital B and is a lord, and has his own private island. Um, I notice that they don't live based on impulse. It's not like, oh, there's a pot of coffee, so I'll have more coffee, or I have nothing to do, so I'll open the refrigerator and I'll eat, or anything like that. They actually distract themselves from things that are shiny objects. Anybody relate to shiny object syndrome? Oh, I'm going to do this because somebody did that on social media. Oh, I heard somebody did a slide deck. Let me do one. Okay. Or distracting yourself, not just in terms of where you're going in business, but in life. If you're driving your car and you keep getting off the path, you're not going to get to where you intended to go. So delaying gratification, whether it's in how do you get immediately juiced, whether it's, a habit that may not be healthy, whether it's drinking or whether it's smoking or whatever, or whether it's overeating, doesn't really matter. It's just be responsible, stop, be present, be in the moment, make choices, and delay gratification. There are plenty of times during my day where I would prefer not to go lift weights more often than not. However, I have a reward built in that after I lift them, I get some gratification. It builds my mind and my brain to show myself that I'm in control, that I can delay things and that shiny objects don't control me. Barbara, any thoughts on that? I love talking shiny objects.
I know. Just one of the other things, I know it sounds silly, but like even email, social media, all of that kind of stuff, like delay that. Sometimes that takes you, a lot of times as a business owner, it takes you off your path. I know, Terry, you talked about checking your email just, 30 minutes in the morning and whatever in the afternoon, or going on social media just for a small time and shutting off notifications and all of those things. It's very important because the shiny object does not have to be a big crystal that you have right next to you. It doesn't have to be, a bottle of wine. It could be something as simple as your phone. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. We have one more. You want to bring that one up, please?
I actually thought we were done.
No, there's definitely one more. If you don't have it, I'll search for it. But
I don't think I have that one.
Hang on, gang. Let me find number 14.
Oh, number 14. Where are you?
Number 14 is
if you found it.
Is hope for the future. And I'm glad I pulled that one back up because that is important. So, it's better to be optimistic about everything. So when the pandemic hit, people were like, oh my God, it's the end of my business is over. And I was like, I don't know why anybody would say that. The word pivoting showed up a lot. People were pivoting. I was basically saying, well, how can I just continue to do my business, contribute, and help? That's it. I have an optimistic outlook, right? So it doesn't matter, honestly, gang, it doesn't really matter this, infighting politically and all this other stuff. You're not going to control politicians, and neither am I. We're not going to control politics or the government. It's not going to happen. Not in my lifetime. I don't care if you're 2 years old. It's not happening yours either, right? Only focus on what brings you hope and brings you joy. As Barbara knows, I use Newsfeed Killer on Facebook because 99% of what people have is my dog is sick, pray for my dog. We got a cat, it got run over. My Aunt Lily just had heart surgery. Can everybody pray? I'm being, I'm facetious and yet I'm serious, okay? I used to do the same thing. I used to not have an optimistic outlook, and I used to post on Facebook, oh, I have RSD. Well, of course, the more I said that, the more that's all I dealt with. Now I just post about things that are amazing and awesome and I'm excited about. And, whether it's the fact that my husband made and cleaned up Thanksgiving dinner, That was pretty cool. Whether it's that or whether it's, I just had a wonderful glass of wine virtually with Barbara the other day. We're toasting our wine. Whatever it is, I'm just optimistic. There's no reason not to be. And the doom and gloom perpetuated by the media and social media and politicians and whatever else, I can only focus what I can focus on. I don't get too caught up in COVID, okay? It doesn't mean I wear a mask, I live my life smartly. However, I don't sit around and go, oh my God, what if I get COVID? What if other people do, okay? My housekeeper has it. So my house is going to be a mess for a while, and she wasn't here for 2 weeks. So everybody's fine in my household. My house will stay dirty for 2 weeks. It is what it is. I'm not making a big deal out of things. So I want to ask everyone who's with us to really come from a place of hope and optimism. It's part of what Entrepreneur stands for. We're disrupting all this crazy negativity about being in business. So somebody put the word in the comments, hope. Barb, what do you want to add as sort of our final sentiments?
Well, two things. One, I wanted to say your house has only been dirty for 2 weeks. That's awesome. Mine's been dirty for 9 months, I think. So yeah, you got me beat there. And then the second is I just want to say, choose your day. You know, I wake up every single day choosing to kick ass and have an amazing day. You can wake up with anxiety, with stress, with all of these things, or you can choose to have the best day ever. And I just encourage everyone, choose the best day every single day. That's all I have.
It's the best. You couldn't finish with anything better. So every single day for 9 more days, we will be here live at 5. And we're teaching in a linear fashion. So every single day, we're going to teach you something else that builds the muscle that you need to have the best 21. And what words do you want down there so they can be invited to the planning session?
Strategic planning or strat plan or something really cool. You could do like SP if you want to do that. Does not matter. Or hey Barb, whatever it is, I'll put the link. If we only want you to come if you're really serious about building your business. So when you click the link, you'll see some requirements. And we're excited. We're excited for the next 9 days. I won't be there tomorrow, but Terry will be doing it. She'll probably put a picture of me over here so you can.
No, I'm going to dress like you. I'm going to dress up, pretend I am you.
You can dress up tomorrow, but I'm excited. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and we will see you soon.
Great. Thank you, everybody. And again, strategic planning, strategic plan, whatever. 3 hours with 2 mentors helping you set up the best 21 ever. So make sure you join us. All right. Bye. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye for now.